Salutations, my Fallout lovers. It is Matty here today, bringing you both a Fallout 4 news update and a Fallout 4 speculation video combined into one. Don't get what I mean? Well, watch on and you'll see. So let's start off with the Fallout 4 news update that Lyon's Brotherhood of Steel will in fact be returning in Fallout 4. It's been a misconception since the initial reveal of Fallout 4 back in June 3rd that the Midwest Brotherhood has moved into the Commonwealth Wasteland, and that's what everyone's been assuming. They assume this because the only time that airships have been a part of the Brotherhood of Steel was in Fallout Tactics, and they were part of the Midwest Brotherhood. And then some people thought that this was just the Eastern Brotherhood moved into the Commonwealth Wasteland. But then someone pointed out that this is in fact Lyon's Brotherhood of Steel. And as you can see in this photo here, that's the supporting evidence right there. On the side of Pridewind, this ship, this airship, we see Lyon's Brotherhood of Steel insignia there. We can tell this because the cog is on the upper right of the sword compared to the eastern one, which is on the left side. Now you could argue that, oh, well, the little cogs are on the right side, but as you can see, it's on the upper right, not the mid right, kind of, and bottom right as well, like the eastern one is. So that's the distinct difference. It sticks out like a sore thumb when you really look at it, and that's how we know, in fact, that this is Lyon's Brotherhood of Steel. So Lyon's Brotherhood of Steel has now expanded into new territory. Why are they doing this? How are they doing this? This is where the speculation comes in. So now you guys probably understand where I'm getting at here. So with that all said, allow me to go ahead and provide some theories, some evidence supporting those theories, and hit you guys with all the stuff. So let's start off with Elder Lyons and why he's moving into the Commonwealth. I believe that since he's been an elder who's always been concerned with the people, that's in fact why he stayed in the Capital Wasteland. He originally went there as a mission from the West to just acquire technology and bring it back, but then he got preoccupied with the people, and then the Enclave showed up, and he ended up staying, and this ended up resulting in him being removed from the West Brotherhood of Steel, or rather losing their support. But they did cross paths with the Midwest Brotherhood with that all said. So I'm thinking that perhaps they got their hands on maybe some schematics or something along those lines on how to create these airships, because you can tell they were made from scrap based off the model of it itself. But anyways, back to Elder Lyons. So he loses the support of the Midwest, or the West in general, of the Brotherhood of Steel. So now he's alone on the East, and he's only got the Capital Wasteland after Broken Steel and everything's said and done. He's got access to all these vertibirds because, as you all know, at the end of Broken Steel, basically the Capital Wasteland is kind of safe. There's no mutants and there's no Enclave anymore. So now I feel like Elder Lyons wants to expand his power, and nothing better than creating some airships using the vertibirds and covering more land at a quicker pace with these vertibirds. And also they can most likely, since the wasteland is safe, recruit people. Now, who could be piloting this Pridewind ship? Whose ship could this be? It's possible that this is Arthur Maxson. Now, I've always assumed, and like I said, this is all speculation, that Fallout 4 would take place about 10 years after Fallout 3. But then, when you look at the tweet from Pete Hines, when someone asked once again that Todd was saying he was very clear on the 200 years after the Great War, people were skeptical, and Pete Hines reiterates once again that it is in fact 200 years after the Great War, no questions asked. So it seems like this is taking place at the same year as Fallout 4, or Fallout 3 rather. So with that said, let's say it is 10 years later. Then you have Arthur Maxson, he's 10, so then 10 years later he'd be 20. And I wonder if he'd be able to step into some form of power considering his legacy and everything, and he's been taught by Sarah Lyons everything he knows, and I figured that would be an interesting take on things, especially with the whole King Arthur Knights of Yore theme that the Brotherhood of Steel has, where, you know, King Arthur's ship was named Pridewind, and ironically enough, you know, Arthur Maxson would now be stepping into Pridewind. Like I said, speculation, but nonetheless interesting. But how did they make these ships? Like I said, I'd assume that they found out how to make them in some degree from the Midwest Brotherhood when they were affiliated with them and they moved on to the East. But how did they get the parts to make them? Well, I'd imagine they'd go to the pit, considering Asher was a former Brotherhood of Steel paladin, but now since that area has been liberated and eradicated of slavery, perhaps the Brotherhood of Steel has expanded into Pennsylvania to go ahead and perhaps get some steel, some scraps to create these airships, to create this weaponry, to further expand their power. From what I can tell from all these moves, it seems like Lyon's Brotherhood is just expanding for power and to help more people perhaps. Also with the rumor looming over the Capital Wasteland Wasteland that perhaps these androids are being suppressed with slavery and a lot of trouble there. Perhaps now the Brotherhood of Steel has moved up into the Commonwealth Wasteland to go ahead and tackle this issue and save the Institute. But then that also leaves the question, why is the protagonist in Fallout 4 shooting at the Brotherhood of Steel? I'd leave this to a simple karma choice, just based off the fact that you see the basically a city getting obliterated at the end of the trailer, and I'd assume that this is all karma choices, especially because Todd Howard has very much hinted at the fact that there's going to be a lot of branching story paths, so I'd assume it would take the same path as New Vegas, where you're going to be siding with a faction during this story for the most part. But anyways, there is both the Fallout 4 news update and Lyon's Brotherhood will be returning, but also the speculation on why he's there, how he's there, what time we're going to be at in this Fallout game. All that stuff could potentially have been correct or it could be incorrect. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this in the comments down below. So let me know what you guys are thinking in the comment section. Other than that, be sure to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.